Jason with Denworks. Got something pretty cool today. It's a 1965 Ford F250. Really nice old truck here in very, very nice condition. It is a long box. It is a factory custom cab. Originally it was Arcadian blue and Wimbledon white. Now it's red with a little bit of a real light metallic. It actually took me 2 days. One day I was out in the sun, and then I think we lifted open the hood or something like that, and I saw a little tiny bit of metallic. So normally most people wouldn't even notice. I mean, when I stand here, I don't notice it at all. I mean, I think it's white. I just happened to notice it one day, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera. But anyways, overall, really, really nice condition. And just looks really good. You can see here it's got the theme, kind of like the white in the back there, like a Bronco would have on it. So very, very tasteful. It looks good with the white wheels and factory hubcaps. When I got it, it had chrome wheels on it, or not chrome, they're aluminum, kind of aluminum chrome. And I just wanted it to look factory. You know, it's had a few updates and stuff on it, but we went ahead and put factory type wheels on it and hubcaps. So hope you don't mind that. I like it this way. So, and that also has Toyo AT open country tires on it in really nice shape. Those are from actually 07. Yeah, but they're in really nice condition. There's no cracking or anything like that. They only have 550 miles on them since they were put on the truck. So I think they're in pretty good shape. If you're nervous about it, I guess you could change it, but I would drive on these all day long. And we'll just start here from the back to the front. One of the reasons I'm going to do that because my shadow is casting all over it. So I'll just start from here and work my way back to the front and show you the lights and everything. But really, really nice truck. You can see there's no rust around the wheel lip. This thing was fully sandblasted, taken apart. The bed was taken off, the cab was taken off, everything. Frame was all sandblasted and everything, and then put back together. We'll put it up on my lift so you can see it. It was built, started in 07 for a guy and his son who was in high school, and it took like 10 or 11 years. So the son had already graduated high school, graduated college, played a couple years for the Denver Broncos actually, and so you know how it is. I mean, you're trying to build something for your kids and stuff like that, and it just takes a little longer. So anyways, it finally got finished, and here you go. And now his son's doing other things, so he went ahead and sold it to me. The bed looks really, really nice. When you look down the side, you'll see a little bit of orange peel on the bottom. You don't see anything on the top, but as you go down, you'll see a little bit of orange peel. You'll notice it more in the shade. Overall, pretty straight, a little wavy, but nothing major. I mean, you'll take this to Cars and Coffee, car show, and just have a good time. Look at the bottom of the cab. Again, really, really nice. You'll notice here that the gas, we'll talk about it in a minute, no gas tank filler. You see it's back there. I can tell you why they put that back there. Factory custom cab. We'll look at the gutters and the roof. Very, very clean on this side. They continued that theme with the pinstripe and the white. This was a factory custom cab, and it was a two-tone truck. It was just blue and white, and I got a couple old pictures of it. They pulled it out of California in the early 2000s. So we'll go ahead and look at the bottom of the fenders and doors. Looks in good shape. A little bit of crazing on the original emblem. Mirrors look nice. A little bit of crazing here and checking on the door handle. It does shut. This shut good. I just had to yank on it a little bit, but you can look at all the gaps and everything are very, very clean. We'll go ahead and walk around to the front here real fast. These things were notorious. This truck wasn't rusty when they got it, but these things are notorious for rusting out across the hood, and this hood is really, really clean. We'll go ahead and show you the lights real fast. We've got marker lights up there, we've got headlights. Look at one another time. There we go. We got bright lights, and then we got blinkers. We got left and right. By the way, this thing has been totally rewired. I think with paint or painless wiring or something like that. Fully rewired. It's got a new fuse box and everything. Bumpers look good, but this is actually the original bumper on the truck. When you see the original photo of it, you'll see some stickers on it. You can see the hazing of the outline of the sticker still there. So it's actually a pretty nice bumper. It could be used to be re-chromed, but it looks good. I think I'll just probably keep it on there. There's some little scuffs right here on the bottom and across the edge. You can see a little right here, the ding in the grill, but overall looks really good. And I just wanted to flip it around there so you can see the back, you know, this side of the truck in general. Just get it in the sunlight so you can see it a little better. Really nice looking truck overall. I won't spend as much time just talking about it, but I just wanted to look at the body. You know, the panels all line up really nice on this side. Not going to see any bubbles around the fenders or anything like that. When you look down the side here on this side, you see a little tiny bit of waviness, especially in the bed. Not too bad, but where you see the most is where the compartment is here. I think when they put the screws in, you can just see a little bit of waviness right there, and it doesn't look too bad. If you have it in the shade, you might see a little bit more, but you should be able to get a good idea from the camera right there. But the bottom of the doors, rockers, look good. We'll put it on my lift. Back behind the cab, super nice. You know, you can see the doors shut nice. A little bit of flaws and little tiny scratches on the trim, but nothing major. I mean, it's just a really nice driver. You know, you could probably replace some of this if you wanted to down the road, but overall it looks good. See a little bit of checking on the emblem here, twin I-beam. We'll just take a look at the hubcap. You see one of them ding right there, but overall, nice hubcap in general. We'll go ahead and just take a look at the roof gutter. You know, it's not rusty or anything like that. And it looks clean. You can see right here, there might have been a little pitting before he had painted it, where they cleaned it out, but overall it looks good. You can see a little bit of pitting right here that was underneath the paint prior to them sandblasting it. Gasket looks good. You can see a little tear right there in the bottom. New windshield gasket, you know, when they put it together. Looks good. We'll go ahead and take a look at the rest of the bed. Go around the wheel lip. The nice thing that Ford did on these trucks is they put a double-walled panel in here, so that way they're not beat up on the outside. But overall, really nice on this side. I'll show you the other side when we're looking at the front side. So if you see here, the gas tank has been replaced, and it didn't go in the bed originally, but he didn't want to have it behind the seat. It's just kind of, he thought it was kind of dangerous in there, especially building it for his son, so he put the gas tank on the outside, which isn't a bad idea. So we'll just look inside the bed here on this side real quick. You know, it hasn't been all beat up. It's all got a nice rhino liner on it, so he did a nice job. We'll go ahead and take a look at the lights real fast, and the tailgate. Tailgate's really nice. I like the theme that he did here, because the Broncos and stuff, you'll see the Broncos, how it has the white on the bottom and then it carries around. So it was actually a nice touch that he did. You can see that I think the brake lights are on right now. So I'm gonna take the brake. Got tail lights on. We got brake lights, we got blinkers, they got brakes. Now we got turn signals, and we got them on the right. And then if you look here, license plate lights work as well. And it doesn't have reverse lights. He was thinking it did, but you can see there's no spot for reverse lights on this one. So these aren't the original plates, but these are plates that Oregon came out with on these vintage rigs. So you can buy those actually for new and vintage rigs. So that was actually a really popular plate back in 1963, 64, and I think they even went into 65, but it's the Pacific Wonderland plate. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good look. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. You know, sounds really good. So here we go. I want to take a look at the interior real fast. Actually a really nice job they did in here. You know, the seat was all recovered. It's a factory seat, but it's a custom seat cover. You can see it's a black and white. They did a nice job. Not very much wear or anything on it. Looks good. It actually has seat belts as well. And you can see here the dash pad. Very, very nice. It's got an aftermarket Grant steering wheel, which looks nice on the truck. You can put a factory one back on if you'd like. Door panels were recovered, and this one does have the pocket door in it. This would have been chrome around the edge, and they just redid the covers here. This isn't factory. They would have had little pleats in it, and you actually can get reproductions if you really wanted to. I think they're about like $90. But they went ahead and just used a vinyl here. They were just kind of doing a mild custom interior, nothing major. Steering wheel looks good. No cracks in the dash, and they probably covered it as well. And this is a deluxe truck. If you look here on the door tag, it has the codes and stuff. We'll decode them out on the auction, but it is coded as a custom cab. The other thing we want to look at while we're in here is the door jambs. Everything looks good. You can see all the original spot welds. Looks really clean. I think this, I'm not sure what that is. That might be for a door actuator. I'm not sure. You know, for like the light underneath the dash. We'll look on the other side. I just kind of noticed that. But you can see there's no accident damage or anything like that. Up here around the gutter, all the original spot welds you can see look really clean. Look behind the seat here. It's got 2 speakers. You know, everything looks good. You can see back behind the seat. You can see a little bit of stuffing here on the sides. The only thing I would have probably done if I was going to do the seat is put a backer on it, but I mean, obviously, who's going to see it? You can see here it's got a headliner. This is all custom done. The original was cardboard, so this is actually a lot nicer. It's got sun visors. Original radio. He never did put a radio in it, and that's not hooked up or anything like that, or it's not working. He didn't really want to cut the dash, so his plan was to put a radio underneath the dash or put it in the glove box. But you can see it's got speakers and everything. Up underneath the dash, it looks really nice. It's not all mangled or anything like that. Wiring looks pretty clean overall. You can see it's actually got a updated box, fuse panel, and updated wiring in general, so that's actually a really nice addition to the truck. So the other thing you'll notice is it has different gauge cluster in here. This is an aftermarket gauge cluster, so he wanted to update the gauges. Most of them on these trucks had idiot lights. So this one here, you get to see oil pressure, gas gauge, water, volts. This here isn't going to be reading because the fuel sending unit is bad. So so you won't, you'll have to replace that at some point. And it is an automatic truck, factory automatic as well. So anyways, we'll hop on the other side and I'll show you a few other things. Okay, here we are on the passenger side. Won't spend as much time on this side, but everything looks clean and nice. Actually, I was mentioning that must be a little push button thing. I'm just not sure. I've had a lot of these trucks and I just don't remember seeing that here, but you know, jams look good. You see here, this jam, very, very nice. All the original spot welds and stuff. We'll just show you the windows rolling up and down real fast. They roll up nice. You can see this one. That one there makes a little click, click, click. But it does roll up nice, and the glass is all in good shape too. So, just wanted to show you inside here. The glove box looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. There's a little lever. You just grab it and it clicks. And then there's a little push thing there. So under the hood looks nice. They did a nice job underneath here. We did a little updating of things, nothing major. Changed hoses to black. Put a factory style air cleaner on it with a snorkel. It had a chrome one on it, and I usually like to bring stuff back to original. Did a minor tune-up on it. Put a new master cylinder on it because they hadn't been on the road very much in the last few years, so sometimes the masters go bad. And we also put a new water pump on it. It wasn't bad, but it had just a little bit of a trickle, and I saw a little drop on the floor one day, so I thought, well, we need to replace that. So we took it off there. You know, you could probably last for a while, but I just didn't want to deal with that. And the other thing, you know, we'll look at in here, really nice aprons, fender aprons, a couple holes here. I don't know what those were for, but the aprons are really good. Look how nice and straight they are. The front radiator support, very, very good condition. Batteries from 2015, and we haven't had any issues with it. So it's only 3 years old, but really, really clean. Underneath here, you can see here some of that new wiring that came up here for the turn signals and stuff, and they feed all the way through. They got that convoluted tubing, so it's all been rewired, as I mentioned before when I was showing the interior with updated fuses and stuff. So what we'll do here is, this is a 352 engine. You'd think I'd talk about that first. It's a 352. The truck came with a 352. The intake manifold reads, I believe, 65. The part number is C5AE. You can't really see it here. C5AE. C is for 60, 5 is for 65. So it's got the correct intake on it, but the heads are C6 AE. Hopefully you can see that in there. So I believe the engine's probably a 66, 65 engine, but it's not the original one to the truck. But it was rebuilt. I have a receipt for it, and the transmission's a C6 tranny, and it's been rebuilt. Rear end's been gone through. So overall, pretty nice old truck. We did put a rag joint in the steering there as well. So we'll go ahead and start it up. Here it run. You know, sounds real good. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. You know, sounds good. It's got dual exhaust on it. Just factory exhaust manifolds. You can see a little dampener right here. That little noise is normal. So let's take a look on this side. You know, everything's real clean. This here is the window washer squirter. It's actually, you got the motor and stuff. There's not a little cap on that, but it's not functioning right now. So Anyways, we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Hey, thanks for cruising around with me in the F250. Just wanted to pull over here real fast and just show you a couple different things. You can see here the oil. I'll put it park real fast so you can see the oil pressure reads good. You know, you just step on the gas. You know, when you're driving it's about 50, but sitting at idle is probably 35. The gas gauge isn't working. It's because the sending unit in the tank. I'll show you the speedometer does work, but obviously we're not driving. Temperature gauge, volt gauge, everything's in good order. It's got an automatic choke on it now, so this is pretty much not functioning. You can hear the heater. Motor's a little, tap that motor a little bit hard. We'll take that out of there and see if we can quiet that up, but it's actually working, and we need to tighten this up there. That's actually the first time I had ever ran that, the heater. You can see here, wipers work. And the lights, you can't see it now because it's not dark. You can see the light switch works. We've got blinkers. They're working. And I can't remember, the horn's not working on the truck. And I don't know what this little switch is here. And I don't know what this is. If you look here, cigarette lighter. It's not glowing red hot, but it does work, so you can put a USB in there if you want. And I don't know what this switch is here. That might have been, and I'm guessing, for a backup light, or it might have been for a spotlight. You can see it actually came pre-dimpled there to put a spotlight switch or something like that, so you can see over there on that side. So anyways, the radio, you know, obviously doesn't work because it's not hooked up to the speakers, and he was going to put an aftermarket one in there. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good idea of looking behind the hood. So we'll take a look at, I'm going to tighten that, and you know, the motor's probably going to be like that, but we'll try to lube it, and the horn's not working. So we'll cruise here real fast. I'll just show you the odometer working real fast here, and we'll pull over and show you some other stuff. You can see the 8, and then now it's going to 9. Now we'll drive here for a minute, and you can see it rolls over to 542. So anyways, we'll cruise around and show you some more stuff. Hey, here we are. We're going to take a look underneath the truck. Still going to see all the still photos and stuff, but as you know me, I like to get underneath the rigs here and show you everything. You know, just, you can kind of poke at different things and things that you wouldn't really see in a photo. So we'll just start here to the front to the back. Just wanted to look at the tires. Again, you know, these are Toyos, a lot of tread, and they were built in 2007. I have a receipt for them, but I just had these mounted up on these wheels because I wanted a stock wheel on it, and they look good. Just looking underneath here, it was updated with disc brakes in the front, and it's running drums in the back. You know, and the rotors, the brakes, everything looks really good. Kingpins, you know, everything seems really tight on it. You can see here it's springs look good. No accident damage up here in the front. You look back here behind the headlight area, really nice. Frame looks good. You know, this thing was sandblasted, the body, you know, taken off. Body was sandblasted, and so was the frame, and then he repainted it. You can see the engine looks nice underneath as well. Go ahead and look. It does have new shocks on it. You can see here all the bushings and stuff look really good, and all the dust caps, brake lines, no cracks or anything. transmission, C6 tranny. It was rebuilt back when he did the engine. We did put a new seal in it here, and he had a drive line made for it as well. And you can see here it's got dual exhaust. You can see all the way back, canister style muffler. Floors look really good. You look inside the rockers, you know, no rust, very, very clean. It was kind of nice that he sandblasted this because the floors look really, really in good shape. You can see on this side. And everything looks really, really good condition. You can see the fuel line looks good. Mufflers are all welded. We actually welded this one here. They didn't have these welded, so we welded those. Did a pretty nice job. I'd like to say I did it, but one of my workers did it. I didn't do it. New seal here in the rear end. You can see the shocks, brake lines, no cracks or anything like that. So everything is in really nice order. Here you can see here where the box was sealed. This is real important here. You see the back of the cab, really nice, no rust. You can see all the original spot welds. You can see on this side. Look at the bottom corner of the cab. I don't know what these two little spots, must have been a hanger of some sort. They have it on both sides of the quarter panel, so I'm not 100%. We'll look at this side real fast. You can see a little Bondo edge right here, but it's solid. No rust around the wheel lips. Very, very clean. So hopefully that gives you a good look underneath of it in general. You know, everything seems to be in pretty good order. I've driven the truck. You know, we did put, just real quick, I did put a new pan, took it off, and you'll see a picture of this in the back. It's got 410 rear end. And it's not the original, but it did come with the 410. This says a C7TA. C is for 67, is for 1967. So it does have a different, at least, I don't know, maybe the cover and they put that on there, but I know that the truck has the code for 410 rear end. So anyways, if you got any questions, give us a jingle. You can make comments on the auction. Again, it is no reserve, so it is selling. So would be glad to help, and someone's going to get a nice old truck.